Howdy, hi. It is Dear Job Sports College Football Picks for Week 5. Top 5 Best Bets, Part 2. Let's get into the video. All right. So first game we're looking at, it is Army versus Temple. Army, third best rushing team in the country, running it for 356 yards a game. Temple has a 246th ranked run defense in the country, giving up 222 yards a game. Army will be able to run all over this Temple team. They're going to dominate the time of possession. Also, Army's defense is cracked. These guys, I guess, waking up at 4 a.m. is doing something right for them. They are ranked 33rd in the country overall, only giving up 9.3 points a game. Temple offense is not good enough. They are ranked 194th in the country. Do not think they are going to be able to score on this Army team. Also, Army loves creating turnovers. So I think 12.5 is a great bet. Temple played Navy, a school very similar to Army, as in they just run the triple option and run the ball down your throat for all 4 quarters. In week 2 of this season, and Navy beat them 38-11. Army is a tier above Navy in terms of triple option and overall football team together. So if Navy can run on them for 297 yards, Army should be able to put up 400 yards on the ground here. Zero exaggeration. Every single time they touch the ball, they should be able to score. Minus 12.5, way too small of a number. I probably would have taken this all the way up to 21. I think Army kills them, so Army minus 12.5 for game 1. Game number 2, we're looking at Virginia Tech and Miami. I'm taking the over 54.5 points. This game should be a shootout. Miami being ranked the second best offense in the country. Virginia Tech defense not being strong in the slightest bit. Miami averages 610 yards a game on offense. It is done both through the air and on the ground. This Virginia Tech defense, not very impressive. They've averaged giving up a minimum of 26 points to Power 4 schools, and that was against Vanderbilt and Rutgers, were the two Power 4 schools they've played so far. So it's not like they're playing any crazy big football names, and they're still giving up a minimum of 26 points a game to those schools. So I think Virginia Tech should be able to at least put up 4 touchdowns. That's 28. And if they can do that, then this over should easily hit. Offense has held its own this year, even though I think they'll be able to score in this Miami defense. They've averaged almost 100 yards on the ground. They've scored at least 23 points in every single game. I think they'll be able to get theirs done. And then obviously this Miami offense is not going to be stopped by this Virginia Tech defense. They're not very good. So give me the over 54.5 points. Surprised this one was this low. I probably would have taken this all the way up to 61 or 62. Next game, this one don't make no sense. Louisville catching 6 points at Notre Dame. How? Need I remind you that this Notre Dame team just lost to Northern Illinois 3 weeks ago. Northern Illinois then lost to Buffalo. This Notre Dame team sucks. They are not good. Louisville has played 2 cupcake teams to start off the year, but in their most recent game, they played Georgia Tech, where they were able to win 31-19. Obviously, Georgia Tech is a solid enough team, and I think they have a lot of similarities between them and Notre Dame. They have a run-first mentality offense. They like to maintain the time of possession, and they have a quarterback that's also a dual threat who can run. So in terms of teams Louisville can beat, Georgia Tech definitely on there, considering them beating it by 12. And I think they're very similar to Notre Dame, so I like them at +6. Louisville's offense puts up over 500 yards a game. Granted, the number's kind of skewed because they played 2 dog shit teams the first 2 weeks. So they'll probably be able to put up 350 to 400 yards against Notre Dame. Their defense is stout, though, being ranked in the top 50 in the country. They will be able to stop this Notre Dame offense that is heavily capped in their offensive production based on how well Riley Leonard is throwing the football, which he has not been able to do this entire season. So if they can stop Riley Leonard, Jeremiah Love in this Notre Dame ground game, they are going to be able to win this football game straight up. I probably would have taken Louisville at a pick 'em. I think they win this game. Notre Dame sucks. Louisville does not sucks. Give me Lamar Jackson. Give me the alma mater. Go Louisville. Next game. This one's interesting. I didn't plan on betting this, But now that UNLV's quarterback transferred, well, technically just redshirted and is transferring at the end of the season, I kind of have to. So Fresno State plus 100 on the money line is my bet. UNLV starting quarterback just announced that he is redshirting for the rest of the year and transferring at the end because UNLV did not pay him the money they verbally agreed to before the season started. Their quarterback, last name of Sluka, he was a late signing. They signed him, I think, end of July. And one of the assistant coaches verbally agreed that he would be paid $100,000 to come to UNLV and play QB. Then by week 3 of the season, the man had only received $3,000. So him and his agent said, "Hold on, we're not playing quarterback for you unless you bring me my money." And they did not bring him his money, which makes no sense to me because your team's 3-0. If you win out, you are 100% guaranteed a spot in the college football playoffs. You're also the University of Las Vegas. You have money. There's no way you don't have money. If not, just walk over to the MGM, go to the cashier, take a few chips, just a couple, and then bring them back in like 2 years. You'll be fine. Fresno State 3-1, only lost coming week 1 against a decent Michigan team. They are ranked 76th in offense, averaging 421 yards a game, 107th in defense, averaging 347 yards a game. It really would not have mattered who played UNLV in this spot. I was simply going to take them in the points. But the fact that this is a pick'em makes it good. I do not think UNLV is going to be able to adjust to a new quarterback in the span of less than a week. Their new quarterback names, Haj Malik Williams, used to run the offense at Campbell. So give me Fresno State. I don't think UNLV is going to be able to put up much in this first week of a new quarterback. Next game, this one don't really make much sense, but I just think it's going to hit, so I'm betting it because why not? Florida State plus 5.5 at SMU. Florida State coming off a win for the first time this year. SMU being overrated at 3-1. This was too tempting not to take. Maybe DJU finally plays good game. He does not have to put the fries in the bag at McDonald's after the season ends. SMU coming off a massive win against TCU. So this is a classic letdown spot. You bet against them the next week. They're still too hyped up. They party too hard. They're going to let this one down against Florida State. FSU been straight up garbage this entire year, so it's not like I'm happy betting behind them because they're ass, but I will because I think it's a good spot. FSU coming off a home win against Cal where they only scored 13 points. Their defense clutched up big time, only gave up 9 total points. I think Florida State going to make this game really, really ugly. If you've watched any Florida State games, that is what every single one of them have been this year. It's been a dogfight, ugly as hell football. That being said, I would also not be surprised if Florida State lost this game by 20 plus because they are horrible. I'm surprised the line is so low. Like if this line was minus 10.5, I'm probably taking SMU because then Vegas thinks, yes, SMU will kill them. But the fact that this line is only 5.5 shows you that Vegas thinks Florida State is just playing bad football right now and has the potential to play good. If they did not think that, this line would be closer to 12. So give me Florida State plus 5.5. I think Vegas is telling us something here, making the number this low. Final game here, we are looking at Cincinnati and Texas Tech. I'm taking the over of 58.5 points. We got 2 top 30 offenses in this matchup, 2 horrible defenses. I think this one's a bet over spot, especially since both teams are sitting at 3-1 so far. Both needs to win this game if they want hopes of winning the Big 12. These offenses are averaging 476 and 496 yards a game. Defenses are ranked 184th and 235th in the country, giving up 400 and 445 yards a game, both through the air and on the ground. They can't stop anybody. So if you take both of these teams and you average their points per game, they combine to 72. I'm no mathematician, but last time I checked, 72 is greater than 58. So I like that. I can easily see both teams scoring 30 plus here. That's only a touchdown a quarter plus a field goal at the end. This should not be hard to hit. So give me the over 58.5 points. And that is going to do it for me in this video. I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button. We have a giveaway coming up at the end of this week for our 2,000 subscribers we reached. Next one will be at 2,500. So if you want to enter the giveaway, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and that will be happening very soon. I appreciate you guys watching and tuning in, and I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace.